Has that been happening?
Nah, nothing's been happening yet, Grandad. You know we are live now.
We're live.
Right, live now, are we?
Yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're live. We got a few people ghosted.
Right.
And
talking about ghosts. You want to see one of the odd things I've got? You seen it on Discord?
No, I've not been in Discord for a while.
Oh, right. Yeah, it was the actual proper clip. That's only a 6-second clip. What's on there?
Right.
I've got the full recording of it. Yeah, it's never seen out like it before, and I've never seen out on the TV like it either.
You've been dusting again.
No, I'm waiting for someone to say you had a disco ball up or something like that, but all the things could go in different directions anyway. So,
yeah. I'm just putting something up for somebody in the chat. Hello, Stango.
Hello, Stango. Long time no see, son.
I thought you might like this new design that I made up. Wait for it, folks. If you wish to come up and dispute that, of course, you can always click on the link. We'll have an open discussion about it.
Yeah, have an open discussion about it. Might even go forward to having a complaints department.
Yeah, well, there is that possibility.
Yeah.
It's no, for some reason, Stangu didn't like the fact that I left the Canadians out.
Ah, right.
You know, I don't quite know how to put this, but I never thought that Canada had anything substantial, never mind a brain. The only thing I can say is that they've got a bloody good car park for lorries. No, I don't mean to insult you, Stanger. Canada, US, and UK. Yeah, he made that. I just nicked it. I just thought it'd be funny. Because he's upset because I dared to put the UK and US flag together. You know,
desecration. I mean, that's like an oxymoron if I ever saw one.
What, the British flag and the American?
British flag symbolizing the royal monarchy and the American flag symbolizing freedom of Republican freedom of democracy.
yeah, Republican, yes.
Yeah. Good evening, Vanish.
Hiya, Vanish. Hello, Crafty Cat. Long time no see, both of you. Not been around for a little bit.
So the actual, you know, that parachute jump that's happening, Grim.
Oh yeah,
that'll be August.
August, is it?
Yeah, beginning of.
But who's jumping out of the plane?
I can't give the date until everyone concerned has been informed.
That's all right.
Who's jumping out of the plane?
Well, not me. I've got both. You know, I mean, not unless something happens on the way over to the States.
Nicholas is doing it on behalf of Conansville Ave.
Okay. Hello there, Wingdog. How are you doing? More commonly known as Anarchy TV. So, I haven't got anything on the agenda to talk about.
No?
No, not really. It's one of those sort of like drop in and chat, talk about whatever you want. You know, there's somebody who wants to spin his yarn or do some knitting or something. Hey, Grandad, what are you doing? Are you doing any knitting yet?
No, I've been watching Thai martial arts.
I thought you were going to say learning how to tie knots then.
Good evening, Grim.
Oh my God, you changed your voice, Grandad.
I told you them voice changes was good.
Yeah, that sounds very, very familiar, almost like Grandma. Good evening, Grandma. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thanks. How are you?
All the better for speaking to you. And you won't tell the old fart, granddad, that he's needs to be up here more often. Failing that, you can come up anytime, you know.
Good evening, Mellows.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Posh voice to answer the complaints.
yeah.
That grandma will do.
Right, I'm going to go get in the bath.
Right.
Who said that?
Not me.
No, happy birthday.
Oh, right. I don't know.
Oh. Usually what people say when someone announces they're getting it back.
Even the parrot's laughing.
Oh, that little parrot that hates me.
Yeah.
Shuts up when I come round.
Yeah, because she's listening to everything what's being said. That's why.
And then repeats it.
Well, she does at her own convenience. Yeah.
Yes. Usually at the most inconvenient time.
Yeah. Usually.
Yeah, when you're jumping off the wardrobe.
I nearly spit coffee all over my computer.
Don't do that. You'll be a bright spark if you did.
Yeah. I've got a multi-desk coming tomorrow, so.
Hey, up. They're all coming in.
Oh,
We've got
yeah.
AC from the shit show. How are you doing?
Hello.
The American shit show meets the UK shit show. Or something like that. Welcome. Welcome aboard. Thank you for dropping in. Nice and peaceful live. No drama unless Mello starts it.
Yeah.
Starts what?
Exactly. Drama. You don't start
Oh,
drama.
drama. Oh, drama. Oh, no.
Yeah, you don't do drama.
Hi, you set your computer up, my lords. I can't hear it.
No, you just turn the volume down.
Yeah, I just mute up.
No, can't hear it.
Well, it's not as bad as it used to be.
I'm
Oh,
not
you-
downloading, 6 terabytes.
Did you go get some WD-40 like I said?
Yeah. I greased it. I used a bit of lube.
What, on the mouse? It was in the middle, winding it up.
Yeah. Some special PC lube.
Pardon?
Politically correct lube.
Tonic! How are you doing? Hey up. We got nothing but Americans in the chat. So much for the Canadians.
I was scratching the barrel, don't we?
What? Getting Canadians in? Yeah, I agree. Hey, leave my American friends alone. They're all right 9 times out of 10. In fact, I can honestly say, in my experience, probably 10 times out of 10.
Well, the Americans were I know are all right.
Yeah, I'm doing all right, Tonic. I think everybody else is as well. I'm now sort of counting down to when I'm coming over and just wish you all a pleasant March. Especially the coppers.
Yeah.
There's a rumour going around that unless somebody gets there before me, I might be the first British nobody to go over there since you won the war. Well, we gave it away, really.
Since the last one went over there.
Yeah, that was what, 1776, I think, was the last time.
Was at the time.
Yeah, that was the time. I don't know what clock it was on, like, but
Like about 5:40 something.
Yankee Kyle. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome.
I noticed Eddie's been doing some lives.
Hang on a second. Who raised quits?
Oh, what?
Hey, what? Oh, gold. Cat, don't stop at the romper room. So there's no issue with drama there. Oh, right, okay. There's never any issue with any sort of drama here. We're very polite and civilized. Even Unlick is as well. Because Unlick goes into different chats and whatnot. Oh, hi. What is going on? Motor City mechanic, maniac, you say? Good to see you all. I keep forgetting, it's afternoon over there.
Yeah.
Now, if I could go back in time, I think America would be a good place to go. By about 5 hours. Hello, Blackwatch.
Yeah, they're all sat in the shorts and t-shirts. We're all sat in our pajamas.
Well, speak for yourself. I always said you were nothing but an old fogey.
That's fine.
And a bald one at that.
Yeah, that's even better. Even better.
225 here. Oh, well, that's where you are, Tonic.
420 here, man.
420 always in here. If you got them, light them up, smoke them, and enjoy them. If you haven't got them, that's not my problem. So, go on then, Grandad. Tell us a joke.
No, I don't know no jokes. And I'm
That was so funny.
I wondered if Mellows would fall for that one. Talking of jokes, how are you doing anyway, Grandad? Seriously.
Yeah, fine. Just like I say, just got to move somebody tomorrow, but
You got to travel far?
yeah, that's why I'm getting up so early.
Oh. Never mind.
Because the old things happen, don't they? When people need help, the others are about, you know what I mean?
People need help. No one.
Nobody to help.
Motor City's in a hole.
Oh, yeah.
326 Eastern. Do you know, how many different time zones do you have in America?
Yeah, it does get confusing, actually. Because I watch quite a bit of American stuff, and the live and the time difference is so weird.
Well, it's 5 or 6 hours depending on where you are.
Yeah, but it's a bugger when you're waking up at 3 during the night to watch something.
Well, why are you getting up at stupid o'clock?
Apparently, there are 6 time zones in the US.
6?
yeah.
Greedy buggers. But it all goes via Greenwich Mean Time, doesn't it?
Yeah. Might have something to do with something else.
Oh, right, okay.
They love their number 6s, don't they?
Grim likes the number 6s, especially 3 of them.
What, 3 3s? Or 3 6s?
Hello, Unlit.
Hello, me old mugger.
How you doing?
I'm Panel. And Chad. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
There are 11 time zones in Russia.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now we've got somebody who's telling time in different locations. What time is it over where you are, Unlit?
Oh, just 3:30. 29 minutes past.
29 minutes past 3.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, I presume.
The afternoon, yes. Overcast and very humid. Very hot.
And here's me thinking that with that accent, you were somewhere closer.
I wish sometimes at this heat. well, what can I say? Different strokes for different folks. There's a swimming pool here beside me. I'm after cleaning it out. Do you think I would bother jumping into that? I'm so not used to being in it, you know, the heat and that, and just like if you're in Spain, you wouldn't think twice about it on your holidays.
Yeah.
But we're so programmed. We take it as it's just me, but I can't find it in me just to throw myself into the pool every time I get hot, you know that way?
See, you'll have to clean it up.
Well, it's like them in Spain, isn't it, with this 40 Celsius heat wave. You know, they're spraying them with water, but that's for that minute. You know yourself, when you spray yourself, it don't last, does it?
Apart from the fact it's likely to cause cardiogenic shock. Not the best of things to do.
Yeah.
UK transparency. How you
Hello,
doing?
UK.
Vanish sold his van and the insurance company wanted him to charge him a cancellation fee.
Yeah, you know, you just cancel all anything that you've got going through banks with them and tell them to do one. They are getting clever at that, though. They really are getting clever.
Bill. Where are they going to send it?
Well, it was like man was up for renewal, and I didn't know. And it was funny. The day the renewal was due, all the emails come through, so I didn't even get a chance, and it's gone up double. But I've already in the insurance. You know what I mean? I can't do anything about it. So somebody was holding the emails.
Well, you can do because obviously they didn't play ball.
Yeah, but the emails all come through on the correct days, but they all come through as that insurance man will have.
Oh, I see. Got you.
Do you see what I mean? So I don't know what that's about.
Someone pressed the send button.
Yeah.
Insurance goes through the roof. Everything goes through the roof.
Yeah. Used to be 300 quid. It's 700 now.
Not saying you're an unsafe driver, but is the risk worth it? So what are you up to then, Non-Lick? You doing anything special this afternoon? Or
just tidying up about the place. I'm staying with a family here, and the male of the house, his sister's coming home today. She's visiting, so we're just tidying up around the place. We're going to have a bit of a coming home or whatever party for Sunday,
Right.
So we're just tidying up around the place, you know.
Make it look as if it's tidy all the time.
Yeah. But he races. He does the drag racing.
Oh yeah.
So he hasn't been drag racing for the last 5 or 6 weeks. So I don't get the drag racing myself. That build up, you go through all that for just a 6-second spin down the track. But I think he does that maybe 3 or 4 times when he goes to the track.
Yeah.
And then home. And
It's
then
expensive.
build up again.
It's
Not that it's expensive. No, it's not that it's expensive, but it's a lot of time and effort, I think, for just that, you know. But it's he builds engines too there. He's a massive big engine there at the moment. He's had to build them for a friend. Well, the 2 of them built it. 4 of them built it, sorry.
Yeah.
They're going to put it into a Chevy 57.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, they're into their stuff. There's another old Chevy coming. I think it's a 37 coming for. I think he's just going to do it up for some old man owned it, and his daughter wanted him to drive it for the last time.
Yeah.
So he's going to just not put big money. You know, she doesn't want to spend big money on it to get it up. So he's going to put the interior, you know, seat and that in it. But outside, the exterior is perfect. But yeah,
That'll be nice though. That's nice to do.
Well, that's what he does. I'm in between. I look after ducks here and different things around the property.
No,
You know.
you're supposed to say you're the supervisor.
Yeah, well, he works. He works probably an 80 an hour day. He went all around, you know, near
Yeah.
enough
Yeah,
to get that. Like it's not. That's what he's saying. Like people probably think these people. He's a swimming pool and he has his car and that. But he's away all fucking day earning money to do that. You know. Tough.
but this is it with hobbies, isn't it? To be honest,
Yeah.
you know.
Hobbies, can it be expensive, especially if you're buying fuel these days to go with it as well?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, how much fuel does it burn in 6 seconds? How many gallons?
Oh well, with that nitrous and all that as well, you're getting into all that stuff. Yeah, it becomes. It's not that it's expensive, but yeah, it is. All adds up. At the end of the day, all them little.
Well, unless they know a cheap wholesaler, it's going to be expensive.
The thing is though about doing like projects like vehicles and that. I mean, one of my friends he builds stuff and that, but he couldn't put his man hours down, you know, as like per hour. You know, it'd be stupid. You know, the price when he sells stuff. So he just does it as hobby.
Well, I was saying to the Americans here about the price of what they call it gasoline.
Yeah, yeah.
And they were bitching about how much it was costing there last year there especially. The price it got up to. They're talking gallons where we talking liters, you know.
Yeah, oh no, we talk.
And I would say, fucking listen to you. We're paying that a lifetime and I never heard you saying, oh, poor them. You know? No sympathy off me.
Yeah, our prices are high.
But I think it's more indirect taxes that we get over it that we don't notice. You know, like that's the difference between here and the cost of living. All the hidden taxes that we pay there in Europe, or well, in Ireland especially. I don't know what badges are in England there at the moment or UK, but that's where the big difference is.
We still pay taxes on taxes, especially when we go and fill up.
Yeah,
You pay tax on tax with fuel. You know, in general, you know, just want to say hello to Joni Rotten. How you doing?
Hey, Joni. She found us.
Just goes to show how little we know about each other's experiences and existence as well.
Well, I come over, Grim, here too, Joni's. That's where I am. And I never thought I would come to the States because I thought it was the root of all evil, the fucking belly of the beast. It's like a big fat child that we have spoiled, rotten. We don't want to let it out in public. You're embarrassed about it. But when I got here, I see a whole different, like, because I'm down in, I suppose it's the middle of the country, and I'm not in any big fucking city or anything like that. So I'm getting to see more the real people, you know what I mean? Not these ones that are high flyers and all this, and you see them driving around and all.
Yeah.
So I'm getting a different view of like what we were probably told as the Bible Belt, you know that way. Not really. They're not that. It's not as straightforward as that.
I would say the majority of people who live over in the States. So in fact, anywhere and everywhere, you get down to rank and file of people, and most people are more or less the same. They hate the price of living going up. They hate the local equivalent of the state, and they also hate the government.
Yeah.
No matter which one they vote for.
Yeah.
You know, or don't, as the case may be. But what can you do other than get on with it? Some of us are doing what we can do, you know, and some of us are doing very little other than trying to wind other people up, especially on YouTube. Hello, Penny. How are you? Hope you're well. same as everybody else. 13. What's that? 13 smash it, folks. Okay. Oh, 13 likes. I'm amazed I got 13 on here tonight. I'm pleased, but
There's another one for you.
One of the things we don't do is turn around and say, I want you to do this, this, or this. I don't believe in that. If you want to hit it, hit it. If you don't, you don't. By the way, Unlock, have you hit it?
I just did. I just says there's number 14 for you now.
Oh dear, sorry to hear you're not too good, Penny. You take it easy. Hebrew. The geopolitical realm requires knowledge of their language to decipher their agendas. There's always one clever so-and-so.
Hang on, I know it's me. I'm looking for the... That's it. Got it.
No, not you. I'm talking about Hebrew.
No, I'm trying to hit the like button. I had to go into you.
Why has it been moving?
It's 16 now.
Wow. Doing well.
Yeah.
So what's
That you,
happening
Mellows?
in the UK? You always have something on in the summer somewhere in your villages and hamlets and vales and valleys and come on, what's going on?
It's like they put in the people that come over in boats in RAF bases, and there's a big stink about it at the minute.
You mean the decent hotels?
Well,
it's not exclusive to you. I've seen actually footage there. I think it was this day last week. Someone sent me some footage of these migrants or whatever you want to. I don't know what to fucking call these guys now. But an old where I used to go to school across the road, there was an art college, and I think it was 90 something of them being busted into this place.
yeah.
God love them. Victims of what's the madness that's going on. Then yous have had it for a lot longer.
It's not that we've had it for a long time. It's just that the government have finally decided that now is the time to put them up in 5-star luxury hotels. So let's waste some money on them. Hello, Dragon.
Well,
Thanks for dropping by.
My thing is, if they do get them out of the hotels, if they do get them out and they get them into these other places, will the public use the hotels again? Because I've heard different stories about certain hotels, what I know.
You mean whether or not they're going to be fit to be re-let out?
Well, from what I can gather, that they're actually, when they've finished with it, basically the government is giving them grants to do them up. But I don't know how true that is.
That's on top of the £150 per person per night.
Yeah, but remember, majority of the staff, what's in them hotels, are finished while this is going on. Because they bring their own people in. I mean,
well, they're hiring the hotels, aren't they?
yeah. But,
So they lay off the seasonal staff.
yeah. Now, for them people, what if I had a job at an hotel and I was told, right, I'm sorry, but while this is going on, you're not here, I won't return. Even if that did me damage in my pocket, I wouldn't. On moral grounds.
I wonder if they put them on furlough. Yeah. I honestly don't know. I mean, I liked going to Blackpool a lot, but now you can't move because, well, you can't get in anywhere now because all the hotels are pre-booked months in advance.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not due to people who want to go into a hotel, really. It's just that they've just been taken over.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's one of the main ones in Hull. But I believe there's 200 there, and they're putting 400 in it, doubling up in paper. Now,
Yeah, they'll be moving the bunk beds in soon.
I feel sorry for people coming to this, say like coming to this city, and then booking it from where they are, say the US or anywhere else, and thinking, right, oh, it's a grand hotel, which it is, and then they get there and what they're dealt with. You know what I mean? It's bad.
Well, when they do empty the hotels will shut down for refurb.
Yeah, I don't care. That one's just been done. That's how stupid it is. Because I know the people what did it.
Vanish has put in an interesting comment. First of all, he would never use a hotel again. Well, he's got a van, so he wouldn't need to, unless he's not bothered buying another one. And just think what impact it's had, UK says, on other businesses that rely on tourism. No accommodation, no tourists. Yes, totally agree.
I mean, at the end of the day, why didn't they just put a load of caravans on wherever, on a spare bit of land or whatever?
Because North Wales is too full. Sorry, I shouldn't say that because it's a little bit unfair. On the Welsh, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I've got nothing against the Welsh at all. As long as I'm on the A55 coming out.
Do they still charge on that bridge for going in there? Or has that been dropped now?
The what? Sorry?
On the bridge as you go into Wales from, let's call it from the M62, and then you go to
the Menine Bridge, is it?
I think so. And you used to pay to go in, but to come out you didn't have to pay.
That I couldn't tell you because I don't know of any bridges anywhere near Wales.
Oh, right.
There's only one. I mean, I'm talking North Wales, not South Wales.
Yeah.
I've no idea what's down in South Wales. I've never been. Don't wish to.
The only one I remember is Anglesey, Holyhead.
North Wales.
North Wales, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Do you remember the band? Actually, there was a good band called. Remember Frankie Goes to Holyhead?
Yeah.
Well, there's an Irish band, good Irish band called Paddy Goes to Holyhead. No messing.
I'm just trying to think of any of the decent songs that they may have come out with, other than "Relax, I'm Only Joking."
War.
War?
What is it good for? That was a good one.
Yes, that wasn't by Holyhead band. Just sold a possessed truck. Okay. End of an era. How much did you get for it? Did they pay you in real money or imaginary ghost money? Sasquatch. BAAA, what's it good for? Okay, bunch of comedians. Snowy, drag your ass up here. Dragon, if anybody else, if you want to come up, please do so. Vanished? Oh no, you probably won't.
I see Anarchy was there earlier. I thought he might have dropped up.
No,
Well,
he calls in every now and again and says hello and then disappears, and then he might come back later if we're still going.
Uh-huh.
We've still got a few people who are active in the chat, and we've still got about 10 people in total watching. Doing well. Got 2,000.
Joni's only after doing a 2-hour podcast there herself, live with someone.
Snowy, you are quite funny at times, but not on this occasion. I got 2,500, but a couple of weeks ago, I might have traded it in for a dry ham sandwich. Blue Book is 3K. And my mic is quiet, is it? Oh, right. I've had this problem before. Hang on. I'll probably blast your ears off now. Take off the mic adjustment and hopefully you'll be able to hear me now.
Yeah, that's louder. I could hear you fine, but
Yeah, well, Penny might have the sound right down. I don't know.
yeah.
Well, she's not feeling too good, then she probably won't have I've got to say hearing aids in. Then I'm thinking myself, headphones. I've only got one hearing aid working.
Have you?
Yep. No, I'm struggling at times to hear, but it's also down to accents as well. Sorry, Mellows. The Irish accent I can understand, funny enough. It's when I was talking to Anne Marie, you know how Broadhurst Scouse is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was struggling this morning trying to understand what she was saying. Every time she said something, it was like, what was that? Where's the subtitles? It was really doing them.
I ain't seen Anne-Marie for young.
She tends to do an overnight live. Early hours of the morning. I only caught the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so of it.
Yeah.
This morning. Busy morning running around first thing. But there again, I shouldn't get up with so early in the morning when I know I've got a full day ahead of me.
That's it, though, isn't it? It's always the case, isn't it?
Bad sleeping habits. That's what it is.
It's what?
Bad sleeping habits.
Well, I was awake at 3.
Yeah, but you fell asleep at 5 past.
No, I had a power nap at 9.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
And I bet Grandma sounds around to you and says it's peace. That's what she calls it.
That's the one.
And then when she hears you waking up, she goes, "Oh God, not again."
Yeah. Especially if I'm kicking off. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me just message Joan from Joni. The more I listen to other accents, the easier it's become. Hardly notice these days unless a term I don't recognise is used. Yeah, all right. I'll give you that one. You're probably about right, actually.
Yeah, I'd say it is. Because I used to find sometimes Anne-Marie's had to divulge, but like talking to her, all the time before you get used to it, yeah.
Yeah, well, if anyone can understand me, then then you can understand anybody. Because even I don't understand myself these days. You know, I don't even know why I put together this live. I've just stayed around. So I was going to go. I didn't do one last week. I thought I better do one this week, but I haven't actually got a topic really, because I don't want to talk about the drama that goes on in YouTube, because I listened to that all week. The only bit of news I heard this week was the end of the idea of 15-minute cities. That's been ruled as being inhumane or against our human rights.
Yeah, well, the thing about them is it always it's like other stuff. They get put in place under other disguise, and then the truth comes out in the end, doesn't it? When it's too late to go out about it.
Oh, don't. No. We were talking about that 2 years ago. The truth.
Oh,
We got banned for it.
The questioning of the Senate on the FBI chief was on this week over here. Have any of you watched it?
No.
His name is Stephen Ray.
No, can't say I have.
Watch it. Watch it. I mean, that there is the best drama you can see if you want to see anything political or whatever's going on in the world. Have a look at what the FBI question of him there.
Yeah, but unlook, the best of it is it's all staged.
Oh yeah. But you just see you just see three political parties at play, and the way the lobbyists, each one, and they're all vying for it's. Who do you use?
They're employed by the banks, and the governments always say, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. What do you mean you're going to cut us off? No, you're not. We're going to do what you say. We're going to be good little senators, etc. Ghost Eagle, how are you doing? Keep dropping into Ghost Eagles every now and again, and he's now returning the favour. Thank you. Mind you, he does that most weeks. Yeah, no, I agree. I understand what you're saying, but don't you think it's already pre-written and it's just like any soap on the TV that?
Yeah, but to show you how in your face, if you like, I mean, it's not. It's so. If anyone votes again or whatever, if they think that their vote or anything matters, you know, it's like it's pure, as you say, stage.
Yeah.
How did it go?
What? What was that, Grandad?
Talking to ghosts.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Hello, Ghost.
I've only got one hearing aid working. So, yeah, no, I mean, I'll give you an example. That farce over when Biden got in, each side throwing a load of mud at each other. For what? I mean, it's not as if there's going to be a re-election, you know?
Yeah.
That's not how the Constitution works. That's not how a democracy works. You know, first past the post wins, regardless of how the votes were cast. It's all done by computers, and of course, computers can't be hacked, can't be pre-programmed to give out a number or to give out a winner. Next, I'll be told that the lottery is straight.
It is straight.
The lottery is not straight, it's a business.
Lottery goes straight into their bank account. What are you talking about?
Oh, that's true, yeah, sorry, yeah.
Straighter than that.
Yeah.
And it goes straight to them.
Maybe I should hand my wages over to the government and say,
wording, it's how you word things, you know. It's like the Fauci incident where they reworded the documents. Instead of unlikely, it's highly improbable.
Yeah. Yeah. In the English language, a wonderful tool.
Well, what about the latest one about bringing AI into looking through all the people on benefits to the probability of them being fraudsters?
Well, stereotypical, actually. They'll just program it to
Kick people
So,
out.
harass people for no reason.
to profile people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't believe what all the doctors have said. Why don't you believe it? Because I told us.
Fantastic. We've got all this technology, right, to detect all of this fraud, and the biggest fraud that's just blatantly right there, right? It's just,
That's
oh,
all.
look, you know, let's not talk about the big elephant in the room, right? Let's not talk about the big fat dead elephant in the room that just suddenly died for no apparent reason. Right? We've got all these politicians milking it away, stealing money while everyone else is distracted.
Yeah.
In their coffers. And let's talk about the benefit fraudsters. They're the biggest benefit fraudsters. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Every time there's something that's a distraction. The problem is, even for people that believe in the voting system, people aren't voting for the best person they believe for the job. They're voting to keep the worst ones out. How true is that?
None of them contribute anything, right? What is it they contribute? I would love to debate one of those people and allow him a moment to explain to me what they actually contribute to society, because they don't. All they do is feed from society. We support
do you think they'd ever pass a law
supporting their habits, man? All their bad habits.
Yeah, do you think they'll ever pass a law that people who steal oxygen will be prosecuted and killed?
Laws don't apply to them. Laws bend to them and break for us, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do that anyway, are we not? With tax credits or what
They
you
make
call
mistakes.
credits, them
right?
carbon credits.
If you made them, we'd be sitting in jail, but they make them and they get compensated for it. It's a hypocrisy. This is they're creating a dystopian hell on earth, right? And we're all going along with the ride. There's nothing there's nothing anyone can. It seems like nothing anyone can do to put the brakes on.
Excuse me, I want to get off the bus.
Yeah, I want to get off this ride, man. Because the insane are in charge of the asylum.
Yeah. Well,
it's been like that for years and years and years.
It's just gotten worse. I mean, I think these parasites have become even more parasitic and even more dangerous than ever before. And they're before there was having secret meetings on how to steal millions of pounds, and then it escalated to how they can steal billions. Now it's trillions, and now they're discussing on how they can profit from a nuclear Armageddon. I mean, these guys, there is no bounds to their insanity, right? They're insane. Their insanity knows no limits.
So if they want to profit from nuclear war, first thing they need to do is to build a nuclear shelter.
They've got all their little bunkers sorted, I mean,
with everything in, including food for the next 50 years.
100.
And then the little breeding areas as well, because they'll just continue to inbreed. And when they come out, they'll go, right, now we can make a killing. But they're the only people alive.
Yeah. Well,
what are you going to do? Charge themselves?
The ones what go out and test it to see.
They don't need money. This is an old argument I had years ago with I think it was my brother who said to me, "Oh, why would they want to do that? They make all this money from us." They don't make money. They print money out of thin air. We need the money. They need to control us with it. They don't
Yeah.
need money, right? They just need us out of the way, and then they inherit everything, the whole entire world. They don't need money. Money is just an illusion that they use to chain us, to control us. You know, the need, our need for money to do things like pay for bills and feed ourselves and support our families. These are the invisible chains that they have ankled around our throats and our ankles. You know, they control us with our own needs and our desires. You know, our desire to have a mobile phone, to have Sky TV, to have this, to have a nice car, to have all these things. Well, if you want these things, you have to exchange your freedoms with servitude and slavery, right? And that is exactly what you're trading with, right? You're
Did they not keep showing us a picture of tomorrow's world? You know what I mean? That's what to keep on the dream of. This is improvement. You know, this is the next step. This is the age of, you know, like, I mean, I remember my father telling me his father turning around, an electrician, and him saying to me, and I thought it was very fucking strange at the time when he was saying it to me, his father turned around and told him there was no future in electrics. I didn't understand what that meant. What he was saying was, he was far-sighted, like the improvements, everything was rushed from then on. You know, like the world just went fucking full flat out.
Industrial revolution.
Yeah. But, you know, when I heard that, I just said, Jesus, he was backwards, wasn't he? You know, like, he was fucking right, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, when we talk about I'd love to go back.
It's the same thing with AI.
Such a time. We're not going to go back. We can't go back.
It's the same thing with AI. It's such a wonderful thought. You can use it for so many things. You know, just like the internet. You know, it's a double-edged sword in the wrong hands.
Yeah.
It's game over.
Well, I must say the quote of the week has to come from who said to him in the Ukraine, "We're not Amazon." I think that was a good quote.
No, we're not Amazon.
Yeah.
I must admit.
Anyway, he's still got a way to go before he owns everyone.
Yankee Carl, I'm doing all right. Thanks for sharing me on your community tab. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I say, a lot of the time I tend to go with the flow, but for those people who know me or have spoke to me in the past, will know that there are times when I do get a little bit cheesed off with the status quo. And occasionally I have a rant about it as well. Yeah. Only because I feel a little bit better afterwards. I don't know why, because nobody ever listens to me. Yeah. And I've been trying to do this, and I'll get it right eventually, but I've been trying to do something about standing up for people's rights or encouraging people to stand up for their own rights for the last 2 years or so. And I think somewhere along the line, I think I've got it right. However, there are some quarters that think that I've got it totally wrong, which is fine. That's their opinion. But if you want to come up with an alternative solution, please let me know. I'd love to know what the answer to it is, because we're being squashed and the life's sucked out of us.
Is this a cryptic message to somebody personally?
Do what? Sorry?
Is that a cryptic message to somebody personally?
No. What makes you think that? I don't do cryptic messages. I call a spade a spade. A hyena, a clown a clown.
What if we put you in a room with 3 shovels and asked you to take a pick?
I'd be really confused. Because I'd point out to you that if I wanted to take my pick, well, I would have lined up 3 shovels. Yeah.
You know that joke, don't you? That's how do you confuse a paddy?
I wasn't going to say that. That's the reason why
Come
I turned it round.
It's a wonderful.
Now, well, look, if you weren't here, that might have been a totally different one-liner there, but far be it for me to be controversial in any way, shape, or form. Not your fault, you're Irish. It's not my fault.
Stick him in a circular room and ask him to stand in the corner.
Or go get a can of tartan paint.
Yeah. Standing screwdriver.
Yeah. Take a long stand.
Yeah.
Would you?
I was caught with the malls. Caught with the malls.
Send somebody to Chinese for some chicken.
Yeah, here's one. Maybe the people in the chat might know the answer. How many police officers does it take to change a light bulb?
Oh, God. Go on then. Let's start it off with anything less than 100. It depends. If you're in New York, how many precincts would it take?
We might have to get access request for that one.
Yes, probably. Yeah. I wonder if someone could do a freedom of information request to all of the constabularies in the UK. How many officers it would take to change a light bulb?
I think the answer is none. I think they use a contractor for that.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, sorry. It's against Federation rules. Not allowed to do that.
Health and safety. You know what I mean? They don't have the training for that. They
I
don't have training for any of it.
I call an electrician to do that.
They don't give them the training for anything, let alone changing a light bulb.
Well, folks, we're an hour almost into the show. Thank you for being here. You chose to be here. You weren't told to be here. And we've gone down to single figures. Once we get down to a very round number, I'm going to end the live. But there again, I think the 4 people who are watching are probably the same 4 people who are talking.
No, that's not correct. I'm not on the other one.
Oh, right. Okay. So we do have a ghost.
That's funny.
Hey, quiet now. It's gone up by 1.
Well, I was going to say to your answer, Mellows, before you told me, I was going to say 1 to fetch the steps, 1 to climb them and change the light bulb, 1 to pass it to them, 1 to switch it on, and 1 to write it all down.
And still get the evidence wrong.
It's close. I think it's 5 officers who need to notice it, and then it's at least 3 internal staff members that need to make memos about it, and then it's at least 1 sergeant or someone to make a formal request, and then the contractor will come in and change it for them.
Yes, however, on a scale of 1 to 10 of importance, because the light bulb is actually in one of the cells, they don't bother putting it through so they can beat people up even easier.
Unofficially, of course, allegedly.
Oh, absolutely. But you see, there's no evidence because the cameras went out at the same time as the light went out.
Yeah.
Oh, use conspiracy theorists.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. That's the truth.
Yeah. Once the cameras off, once when I had to fly from me to Stockton to get a young person out the cells, and I said, "Oh, I'm dying to use the low." He said, "Oh, do you just want to go?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Go in that cell there. We'll turn the camera off."
Like fuck they did. Went up all over the internet.
Yeah.
Fans.
Yeah.
on their special. They got little special WhatsApp groups.
Yeah, the special WhatsApp group.
I mean, I'm not one to start spreading any rumours in any shape or form, but my understanding is that it's not the police that control the cameras. It's G4S.
Yeah, I can believe that, actually.
And they got a little cupboard underneath the stairs. And the guy operating it is called Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Let's face it, he hasn't got a job anymore, has he?
Maybe goes in the wardrobe.
You know, there's got to be a place where they get those special super duper high vises, because I bought my high vis and it don't really do anything for me. You know, I don't get
There's a one-liner there.
I don't get any, you know,
Sexual preference.
it doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't really give me any special powers. I don't, you know, I can't zap people. I can't.
You're taking the wrong medication, Mellows.
Yeah, maybe. I don't get a superior complex one wearing it. I don't. It doesn't affect me the way it affects other people. I don't know. Maybe it's maybe the one I've got is not working.
It could be.
Yeah. Where do you buy those special high vises from anyway? I mean, where can I get a hold of one that gives me Harry Potter powers?
Freedom of information. Again.
Ask them, basically. I think they want to tell us it's national security. Yeah.
No, that's only MI6.
Oh, right.
You imagine trying to put in something in there. What's
I'm gonna
Ghost going
join
on
them.
about?
I want to join the club where you're allowed to record people in public and everyone else is not allowed, you know.
Okay, Ghost, I can tell you what your next position will be. Sat in front of the TV. Watching it live as it happens somewhere in the world.
Oh, Jesus.
So, which state is it that you're living in at the moment, Unlick?
Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the madhouse.
Tobacco country.
Is it who? Sorry.
Is it tobacco country? You've got like tobacco farms over there.
To be honest with you, I haven't seen many. I've seen cotton fields, and I've seen. I'm surprised I haven't seen any peach. But then again, I'm up north, so that's down. You know what I mean. The further south you
That's
go,
where they
you're
had the. That's where the what's the name was, isn't it? Those guide stones that they blew up.
True.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
John.
Are you seeing that new CBD thing that they do in America now? That instead of using oil, they've invented a thing that they use a water base, and apparently it hits you in minutes. They can buy it freely over the counter, like we can't.
No, we can't because the THC content is higher than 0.2%.
Right.
That's the reason why.
Even what state you're in.
Yes. Well, CBD, I thought CBD was legal all over the states.
It is. It's legal.
CBD is. It's THC.
It's Delta 9s, that's Delta 8s, and THCs. Most THCs in the chain are illegal in the UK.
Yeah.
In the US, they're funny. It's just different from state to state, I think. Yeah.
But they'd come up with it. They'd looked into it, and they said when you do the oil base, look what does oil do on water and such like. Well, our body's made of water. Well, it floats on top.
Yeah.
And
You see, CBDs don't contain any psychoactive ingredients in there, so they can't.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. Although THCs.
Okay. All right. Joni, a giant scam taking place with marijuana.
The giant what?
CBD, the giant scam taking place with marijuana. It's a byproduct of marijuana, and it's of what's commonly known as the useless part of the plant.
No, it's not the useless. It's probably one of the most vital ingredient for medicinal health benefits.
No. If it's male, it would be classed as being useless.
No, if you're using it for recreational use, it's useless because it doesn't have any psychoactive properties. But it has a lot of medicinal benefits to it, more than THC does. So, it just depends on your use of cannabis. If it's for recreation or if it's for medicinal purposes.
If it's for medicinal, would you be using it as a blocker more so than for a healer?
How do you mean?
Yeah, that is actually a good question. That.
Go right. Sorry. Say the question again so that the uninitiated can understand it.
Well, I mean, if you were smoking weed, and it was just blocking out the pain more so than healing the pain that you're in, is that right? Rather than using painkillers.
The pain isn't something that you can take a magic pill and it will never come, and you'll cure yourself. It's all you can do is literally block the pain. So you're going to take, pharmaceutical chemicals to block the pain, or you're going to try and take something a little bit more natural, something a little bit that will activate your own body's immune system to block the pain naturally.
Yeah. It's basically it depends if it's to do with nerve damage. It doesn't matter how much THC you have. You're never going to block that side of things.
No, it allows you to
what you will find is that you will be more relaxed. Well, if you don't want the high, then use the CBD. Because that will help you relax. And the more relaxed you are, the less your nerves have to do. You
don't need the high from the THC to enjoy the benefits of relaxing and chilling out and the mellow mood from the cannabis. All of those properties come from the non-psychoactive part of the cannabis plant. So
in some so
it's just that one step closer to legalizing cannabis as far as I'm concerned.
We're heading in the same sort of direction as the states have gone in some ways, because we've now got legal medical THC. Hello, local. And you can get that from your pharmacist or chemist, etc. It's £50 a pop. However, if it went down the same route as America's gone, which to make it legal, the state has got involved so that they're taking their bit of a wedge, if you like, because they're adding tax on it, etc. Then this is where the problem is. The state then become if you like, they're the pushers. So you open up a dispensary store, you go there, it's perfectly legal, they're licensed. They don't have to pay any money to the drug barons, they only have to pay more tax to the taxman. In some states, it's perfectly legal to grow your own in smallish quantities, and I'm talking about half an acre, depending on which state you're in. But not all over the place, unfortunately. Personally, I don't see a major issue with it. I think it should be legalized. I think that it should be taken out of the hands of the drug dealers, and maybe there'll be more credibility rather than being a gateway to harder drugs. Well, if you think about it, you go and get your cannabis from a drug dealer. What are they going to try and push on you next?
Did we not have opium wars at one stage? What was life like then?
Poppies were free.
Yeah.
Well, opium comes from poppy seeds, doesn't it? So, over in Holland, you can find loads of them. They've got fields and fields, and they just grow naturally. But I don't think that it'll ever become legal over here properly in the same way. That's the reason why, before I croak it, I had every intention, and it's actually happening now. I'm going to go to a place where it's legal to walk down the street smoking it, and you can't say boo to a goose.
Yeah.
Just so I can say that I've done it. And I even
You don't have to look over your shoulder to see what it's like. Just woo.
Well, I won't need to, will I? It's just I'm one of these people who won't. I won't drink and drive, and I won't drive if I've had a touch of THC. But I will drive if I'm using CBD. Strange, yeah. I'm more relaxed with the CBD than I am any other time. I can still think. I like to be able to think straight. I don't mind being tired. I'm used to that, except when I do long days, and it's more annoying than anything else. I have a problem with the human race. We're all stupid. Well, take the drugs.
You're not the only one. You have. Hang on there a second.
Hang on.
You're not You're not the only one.
Let me finish reading this out. Right. Take the drugs away from them, and maybe they'll start to improve. You're talking about the politicians here. Sorry, local. How many people used to say around and say, "I'm True Blood"?
How about we take away all the drugs and prostitution from our public officials? Maybe we might be, might be onto something.
Yeah,
we might be onto something there. I mean, if we start, we've got to start somewhere, right? So if we start from the top, people actually running the country, and we say, "Hang on a minute. You're not allowed to do these things. You're not allowed to murder people. You're not allowed to steal money. You're not allowed to lie to people like the way you do." Maybe we should start there, right? And auditing them bastards with all this technology that we've got available, right? Where's
okay, local. If drugs make us weak, without drugs we can do anything. Okay. So, without drugs, you can't fly. With drugs, you can, because you're as high as a kite. Well, I tend to disagree.
No, that's imagination. That's imagination. You can fly with imagination. I disagree with you there. They took away our imagination. They gave us a television and took away our imagination.
Yeah.
Well, they took away kids' lives because they took away that as well.
Yeah.
Hey up! We've got a guest coming up. Hello, local.
Hello, local.
How you doing, mate?
Mystical, how are you doing? What can we do for you? Have you come to explain yourself, sir?
The drugs.
What do you mean? Take away drugs.
The drugs.
How dare you?
The drugs. I've got a spliff in my hand. I'm smoking it now.
Well, he had to be high for one reason or another.
He wants to make. He's got a point. He's saying,
but
if
the
you take it away from him, maybe they might work a little bit harder.
The drugs, suppress us. It mellows us down. It makes us stupid. Yep. All we want to do all day is just smoke weed. That, and the government's going and doing what they want. And what we're doing about it, smoking, taking drugs all day.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, if it was legalized, they've got another tax income, haven't they?
But
Just
this is
look at
why
what-
this is
what they're
why it's
doing.
not legalized, because it criminalizes the rest of us, right? We are now criminals because we like to smoke weed for whatever
The
reason.
people.
Well, they want us
Hold
like
on.
everything else. They want us dependent. Doesn't matter what fucking way to get us. They want us dependent on them. Drugs is an easy
Hold
way.
on. I'll tell you
Pharmaceuticals
something.
is an easy way.
No, wait, hold on. The people that want to fight the government, they're the ones taking the drugs.
Yeah, I can see your reasoning there, local. Yeah, take that one.
You can't fight if you're on drugs.
You can't be bothered to do anything when you're on drugs.
Exactly. You're just gonna sit here on YouTube all day and just talk about it instead of action.
No, you know what? He's got a fucking point.
That's why the human race, I keep moaning about the human race all the time.
Why do you think there's so much of it around? You know? Yeah. That's why they allow it in prisons as well. You know, just
Pardon?
chill out.
Oh, sorry. I just realised. Sorry about that, folks. I was talking to myself. Some people say I do that all the time, but hey. Good evening to quite a few people who've rejoined us and people who've recently joined us. Getting quite a few in. Resnay, how are you? Local.
Hello.
With the utmost of respect, right, I totally disagree with you, because without drugs, I can't function in the morning, allegedly.
Coffee.
For
I'm
you,
not saying which drugs.
Caffeine is a drug, isn't it?
is it prescribed? Prescripted drug.
It should
Yeah.
So
be.
then that's
A lot more
different.
toxic.
Well, it is a drug, but now it's because for medical reasons.
Yeah.
All right, so we're discriminating now, right?
No.
Hello,
but,
Stokes.
When's the last time anyone's door got kicked in because they were drinking coffee? And the police
No.
officer smelled coffee, so he kicked the door down, shot the dog, and arrested everybody because everyone had a cup of coffee.
That's
in their
because of the coffee beans. I'm just going to bring Tonic up.
Okay, and
Hello,
real quick,
Tonic.
hey, I'm just watching from chat, but there was something that kind of broke me a bit. I think it was local experimentalist that said this. He said he can't
hello.
fight on what?
Hello.
He said hello.
Okay, anyway. Oh, sorry, I didn't. My bad. Anyway, so you said he couldn't fight. So if somebody can't fight on drugs, and like that could not be further from the truth.
Well,
Sonic's been doing
like-
it for years.
Go on, give me
Yeah,
a-
like-
give me
like-
a-
I get
Give me
his
an
point. Though.
example.
He's saying,
Give me an example. I mean, like the Nazis took meth. I mean,
yeah.
shit.
That's a good point.
And I've got another one. If
They thought, like,
the
Right,
government,
Go
Sorry.
fight someone on PCP, and we'll see how that goes for you. I guarantee that guy will give so much less of a fuck than you. Like
Yeah,
he'll
but,
just start
I mean-
trying to eat your eyeballs out or something.
over in the States, you've
That
had
was,
this war on drugs for how many years? How many drugs have you arrested? How many drugs have you killed?
I mean, you can't kill a drug. It's a fruitless war. It's understandably
into it.
like it makes sense that it exists, right? There's always going to be a war on drugs, but it's a
Why?
perpetual
Why?
war.
Why?
It will never
Why?
end.
Why? Why is there not a war on coffee instead, or on alcohol?
Well, there's a war on alcohol. I'm going to be fighting for the other side. They already
Prohibition
tried that in
historically
America.
never works, right? So why prohibit something that you have no means to enforcing, apart from the fact that you're you're criminalizing everyone and profiting from an industrial prison complex. It's the only other reason that I could imagine. I mean, I'm open to.
Well, what countries? You see, is Portugal? If they made all drugs, decriminalised them.
Cannabis is legal in Portugal, I believe.
Is all drugs? I thought heroin and all was decriminalised over there.
I'm not sure. To be fair,
Yeah, you should check that. I know they did do.
Okay,
I
one thing
know
to
they
take
did do it on the police. The results that they got were fucking unbelievable. But in Portland,
thing-
here in the States, it's gone the other way.
Prohibition hasn't worked, right? Prohibition.
okay.
Since they started the war on drugs, it's been escalating, and all they've managed to do is put the price, make it more lucrative. I think they're going about it all wrong, right? And
As Americans, though, they're always looking out for the bottom dollar. So, like our war on drugs, quote unquote, we're very stringent on it, right? We're very strict, and we throw people in there for like the most minimal shit.
But that's a lie, though, isn't it? Because the people,
how is it a lie?
Top,
guys, can I just ask one person talks at a time?
Otherwise,
I'm not going to hear.
Sorry. Yeah, Grim, I'm really bad about that, man. I'm sorry. I'll try to.
Because the people at the very top who run your country, like the CIA, for example, who've basically been, caught red-handed, being the instigators and the propagators of this war, this importation and deportation of the drug empire. They're literally.
Let me clarify that a bit. Okay, it is stringent on lower income kind of areas, right? On people that aren't in that 1%, in that 2% of people that have that kind of money, that fuck off money. If something happens to them, fuck off. But for people on the lower end, right? People like me, people that just don't have that kind of money, but they still get busted with drugs. They go away for the longest times. They get ridiculous sentences.
Yeah,
right. And that is money, though. Like, that's money for the police. That's money for our government. That's
it's good for the economy.
Exactly. And so in America, that's why it's so just. Oof.
Yeah, it's more profitable to make it illegal than it is to
correct
let people do what they want to do with it. Of course, especially cannabis. Cannabis is probably one of the most underused, most valuable commodity that we have ever had. Right?
I agree.
Wars have been fought for cannabis. Our history has been altered, right? For instance, Napoleon Bonaparte, who invaded Russia because they were going to supply the British with hemp to build their armada. I mean, for fuck's sakes, man. The hemp was in the First World War. The American government ordered all the farmers to grow hemp to help them, to fucking fight the war and shit like that. People forget these things, right? It's one of the most vital, valuable commodities that we use. Britain.
I didn't realize that about Ireland. Hitler, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, cannabis was used so widely back in those days. It was the cannabis hemp seed was pressed to waterproof the hulls of the ships. The hemp was used to create sails because it wouldn't rot so easily in the salt water. It would.
But the smell when it burnt was fantastic.
The clothes they would wear that wouldn't rot in the salt water. The sacks they used to make for the food and things they used to store on the ships. Literally everything. If you wanted to build an armada and ships and so on, you relied heavily on the supply of hemp, right? Hemp seed oil, hemp fibers to make your whatever you needed. It was hemp. It was the most vital, valuable commodity of its time. And what happened to that?
It made it illegal.
Yeah, I mean, it was who was it that made the guy who built
Henry Ford had a big say as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he actually built a diesel engine who was originally built to run on hemp oil, right?
But he could have built the cars themselves on hemp.
Yeah.
With hemp. The whole car could have been built with hemp.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God, that'd be great, that wouldn't it? Especially if it was the right type. If you think
eat a little bit. Instead of using cash, we could be all dealing in hemp. You know what I mean?
You used it in construction, for instance, right? Have you ever heard of hempcrete, right? Which is a fiber with concrete, mix of concrete, and it's actually the strongest, the most weather-resistant cement concrete blocks that you could use for construction. It actually gets stronger over time. So in 100 years, it's 100 times stronger than it was the first day you dried it. Right. So and it's
Mellow,
breeds. Yeah, go on.
what's your opinion? Because in America, being that it's so criminalized, we've found other means, I guess, of harvesting the cannabis plant in different stems, such as Delta 8 or
Yeah,
it's like TCC or something like that.
yeah.
But these are technically forms of legal cannabis
Yeah,
here that are being able to be sold.
it's the psychoactive part of the drug that is technically illegal, right? So the
Correct.
THCs, some delta 9s and delta 8s do have psychoactive properties, which is why they're illegal in the UK. But in the US, it's different for each state, I believe.
Yeah,
In some
like,
states,
but
recreational
here,
use is prohibited, only medicinal
yes.
use, and then in other
Uh,
states, it's okay.
I find it so strange that here, for instance, in Texas, I can't buy Delta 9. I can't buy THC, but I can sit here and buy Delta 8 or TCC all day long. I could
Right.
spend, as much money as I
Mood.
want on it. I could buy out a fucking store. But as soon
Mood.
as it's Delta
Oh,
9,
good.
well, no, I mean, it's not moving's not the problem. If I wanted to get it, I could just get it.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that that's the compromise America has come to, and I find that very, very odd.
I find it concerning, to be honest with you, because the rest of the world, rely on America because it's supposed to be the leader of the free world. And if you're not free in America, what does that say for the rest of us?
It means that we're lying.
It means we're all fucked.
I mean, well, like for us, like that's the foundation of our entire being for our
Literally.
country is that we're free. We have the freedom to do whatever.
Right?
But
We live in the UK. We live with a set of laws and rules, right? Whereas specifically, unless it's specifically prohibited, right, it is allowed. So unless it's written down in law saying that you're not allowed to do something, whatever it is, you're allowed to do pretty much anything you want. So
yeah, within the confines of our law, and that's the thing, though, is the more and more we progress in our internet age, in our social media age, that is becoming less and less of a reality. And not policed by actual government, but by people themselves.
People sharing experiences, knowledge, and we're experiencing a level of mass awakening at some level. So those that are in control are starting to lose control, which is what they're panicking all about, which is what's going on right now. They are afraid that at some point, these 9 billion people on this planet, they're not going to be able to control them. So they need, to create these programs and systems that they can start to divide people into pockets, little divisions. They're making them more manageable, more easily controllable, and they're desperate, in my opinion. They're desperate to remain in control and remain relevant because the technology is moving so fast and so
I definitely agree.
Yeah.
I remember when YouTube was still not young, but it had a good number of years on it. I want to say like 7 or 8 years. The media was really starting to get afraid of it, right? Because they couldn't control the news narratives. They couldn't control what people said on there. Back in 2014 to 16, even to 17, it was the Wild West here on YouTube. There was a lot of shit that we were able to post that, wasn't in terms of service because that didn't exist yet. And so when traditional media looked at YouTube, they were scared shitless.
Yeah.
Because traditional media, news media here in America, is all about indoctrination. It's all about brainwashing. It's all about showing you what they want to show you, not what is actually going on.
But if you go back and you see the changes in law and what happened, what changed things, the government basically bowed down to these corporations, these technological corporations, right, and gave them full autonomy, literally gave them a badge. They became part of the system, part of the government, and then they had the authority to police the internet. You know, they originally were operating under Section 201, I believe, of the Public Utilities Clause, which gave them protections that anything that was posted is not on them. It's down to the particular users of whoever used it. So the onus is on the user, not the hosting provider. Right? They're just providing a public service, a utility. But what they've been doing recently by censoring people, they've changed the conditions. They're no longer a public utility. They're a publisher. They're deciding on what news is being published on their platform, right? Which
the fact that I'm a nobody and
Right.
my speech is still being curtailed
Right.
on a platform like this makes me very aware that this is not a free speech platform in any way, shape, or form. And to try to pretend that it is a fucking joke.
It's a fool. You're a fool. There is no free speech. There's nothing free. In fact, the free is to be free in any part of the world is very expensive. Right? It costs a lot.
Right. I agree. To have the money to truly have the ability to do anything. It's not impossible. There's plenty of people out there that have that ability. However,
freedom
a
is
normal
dangerous,
person.
very dangerous.
I'm sorry, what?
Freedom. To have freedom is a very dangerous thing.
Can you advance on that a bit?
Well, to be free, to live free, you're basically going to inevitably face many dangers, right? That's what that's the whole point of them, their narrative, how they strip away our freedoms in the name of safety and security. Like I can't remember who was it that said, those who choose safety over freedom, they deserve neither.
Interesting. So essentially, one thing you really freedom from consequence
is not having any.
Right. So, freedom from consequence is one of the biggest things that we deal with here, right? Where our speech is being curtailed by bigger people, obviously running this platform. Yeah. We still treat each other with disrespect and disregard because of freedom of consequence. I've seen that firsthand.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. You're not free, are you? If you speak your mind freely, then you're attacked for your beliefs or your whatever it is. Some butthurt Karen that gets twisted up, whatever it is you.
So what if people scrutinize your opinion? So what?
Well, I don't. I'll throw it out there. I don't really care.
I mean, yeah, I'm not very smart, so my opinions could be whiffs, man. They could be terrible. And if they're able to be debunked and you come with a valid argument, I'll agree with you.
Exactly. I'm open to debate. I'm open to, I want to be my mind changed. I want to be able to understand, someone's.
Because you're susceptible to learning, though.
I don't want to shut you up because I don't agree with it. In fact, I'll go the opposite way. I would fight for your right to have your opinion, especially if I don't agree with it. Because if the moment I allow you to be censored, then tomorrow I'll be censored. So that's the danger behind freedom. I've got to sit here and I've got to tolerate somebody who I don't agree with. I've got to give him the opportunity to explain to me his vision or his view, because we're both looking at the same mountain. Right? I'm just on the opposite side of the mountain. On my side of the mountain, I can see rugged cliffs and
humans are always fighting with each other.
You have a different view.
Guys, I gotta get some lunch. This has been a really good conversation. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Grim, thank you so much for letting me up.
No worries, Tony. Cheers. Thanks for coming up.
See you later.
Y'all have a great rest of the day or night or whatever it is over there.
Yeah, I got confused myself. See you again soon. Thanks, Sonic, for coming up. HKSV, surely somebody meditating in a cave for decades at a time with no attachment are near to freedom the most, or nearer to freedom the most. It's very true. Now, I used to say that they can't stop us from thinking. That's
They
changed.
They are.
Now
We're
it's
taking the
illegal
drug-
to think.
We're taking the drugs. That's why.
Well, no, I mean, there was a situation last year, I think it was now. There was a woman who was praying quietly, as into herself, for the poor people who had been through an abortion outside an abortion clinic that's no longer active, and they got arrested for it because they admitted that they were praying for the souls and for the people who'd gone through. Because of some stupid local piece of legislation that the council were able to put in place. So
you see, this is the sort of thing, right, that makes puts an obligation on the rest of us, right, to change these things.
You're breaking up, Mellows.
Stupid,
acts
that these unlawful acts. They're ridiculous, right? How can you prohibit somebody from praying, right? For whatever reason.
I'm not.
You know,
I'm not religious.
You can't enforce.
But I would defend anybody's right to think. You know.
But hold on, Grim.
Pray
Grim.
for whatever he wants to whoever he wants, man. It's none of my business.
Grim, you said that there's a law in place that prevents people from praying
that can be put in place. That can be
right.
It was one that was put in place by the local council.
People that usually go to an abortion clinic say that it's not a baby yet, so it's not a human yet. So why should you pray for?
Oh no, this was somebody who was praying. It was it's defunct, as in no longer practicing as an abortion clinic. Disused building now, and they were just outside it, and they were on the opposite side of the road. They weren't filming it or anything particularly, but a copper stopped them, asked the girl what she was doing, and she turned around and said, "I'm just praying." Oh, what are you praying for? I'm just thinking of all the people who've gone through there, and in particular, some relative of theirs that went through and didn't particularly, wasn't sure what.
She's praying
wasn't sure.
for her, basically.
Yeah, basically. But they saw it as a protest, right?
Yeah.
And she was charged with being in breach of this statute which the government had brought in, which allows councils to put certain, if you like, preventative measures of risk of protest in certain areas. And they can do it whenever they feel like it. They don't even need to go to government.
What was the religions involved? Was it a Christian and a Muslim?
I have no idea. I don't know. Christian, was it?
Yeah.
Because if it was a Christian and the abortion clinic were Muslims, how would a Christian feel if a Muslim, well, let me go into the other room, just pray for you quickly and come back? I'll be like, nah, mate.
It wasn't a Muslim abortion clinic. It was just an abortion clinic.
I agree. What I'm getting at is for me, it's about the fact that somebody was telling them they can't do something and it wasn't affecting anybody else. It's like taking away your right to think.
Yeah.
They're just opening themselves up to lawsuits, right? Because you're gonna give these laws and rules, right, to some stupid ass officers, right, who don't know their asses from their elbows, and you're gonna tell them to go out there and stop people from doing a lawful activity like standing in the street and praying to whatever God they believe in, right, for whatever reason, right? And you're going to put these people in positions, right, where they're going to get butt hurt, right, and escalate it to a crime where they're going to physically assault somebody for not doing any crime, right? And then you're going to have to cover for whatever nonsense that these officers are going to do to these people who are not breaking the law, right? And then, if they end up with a lawsuit, right, the taxpayer ends up paying all these thousands of pounds for these stupid officers who don't know their elbows from their asses, and they've been put in a stupid, unenforceable situation, right? This is ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I was to say, I wasn't. It wasn't the fact. Well, it was the fact that they were thinking to themselves, and they weren't called. They were just one person on their own. It's not a protest. There was no banners, no nothing, and all they were just praying to themselves.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I don't know what the outcome was, but it was going to court, and they had been charged under this stupid piece of legislation that's come through. But I mean, whether you're for or against abortions, to me, is irrelevant. It's about the fact that we're being told now officially what we're allowed to think and what we're not allowed to think.
Ridiculous.
Because you could be protesting in your own mind.
Where contraception.
Ridiculous.
Talk about having
overreach.
Before
It's
having
government overreach. That's what it is. It's ridiculous. Yeah. They need to behave themselves. They need to remember they work for us, right? We don't, exist, at their pleasure.
Yeah. Local. It wasn't the fact that it was the fact that they were being told what they're not allowed to think, that they're not allowed to pray for that because of this piece of legislation that the council put into place, that they're allowed to put into place, like a red ring fence around a certain area. And in that area, you are not allowed to protest, which also includes praying, because praying is a form of protest, even if it's silent. Yes. Why don't they go around and arrest all the nuns, etc., right? And everybody who is religious. I mean, they do it every Saturday or every Sunday or whenever they meet up in the local churches or whatever. You with me? It's irrelevant.
This is the free world our ancestors fought and died for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the reason why she prayed was because she was praying for the customer. Now, who prays for their customers?
Well, I think she's more. I think she's more.
Man. It's no one's business what people pray for, man. It's their business, man. What goes on in your head, right, is your business. It's no one else's business, and it's certainly no business of the government to come and assault you and force you into thinking.
Wait, calm down. We're all friends here.
No, but it's an abortion clinic.
You're thinking, you're praying. It's no one's business.
It's an abortion clinic.
So
it doesn't matter. It's the principle. It's not where she was for me. It's the principle. Yeah. How dare we be told what we can and can't think? That's what I'm getting at.
It's irrelevant whether she's outside a church or.
I'm thinking of it as a Christian's point of view. I'm not a Christian, but a Christian will probably say these sort of things. Why would I want another religion, example Islam's, to pray for me before I get rid of my unborn child, if you call it that?
Well, it could have been a Catholic for all I know. I mean, to me, it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. It's not. It's about being told you can't do that in your own mind. That means that they're taking away the last bastion of freedom that we have.
Thought crime. It's about thought crime. We know we're going to get arrested for what you're thinking, right? And you're going to sit here and say, well, there's a reason. Well, there isn't a reason. There can't be a reason. It's impossible for you to come up with any reason for any government of overreach, right? For them to want to arrest any one of us for thinking anything, fucking what we want. I mean, that's ridiculous. Seriously? You're going to arrest people for thinking what they're doing in their head is a crime now. That's a dark road, man.
With prayer,
we can't go down that road. Can't allow this.
With prayer could come consequences,
What?
If you believe in all of that shit, mystical stuff.
It's irrelevant.
Spirits.
That doesn't local, that to me doesn't come into it at all.
It's completely irrelevant.
I sell close to a lot of these areas anyway, but
maybe they were praying to Satan.
Can't you see?
Doesn't matter.
It's irrelevant. It is irrelevant what they're praying to. They could be praying to a unicorn, a dustbin lid. It doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant, right? What matters is the government are overreaching and deciding and punishing you for what's going on in your head.
It's like having a thought police.
Yeah.
You know, Anne-Marie, how are you?
Yeah, that's so
Grim. 400,000. Grim. 400,000 kids were born last year because the parents did it by accident.
Right.
So imagine how many of those are going to go to abortion clinic.
Well, I'm not supporting for or against abortion. I think the point's just been totally missed somewhere. It's not about what they were praying. It was about the fact that they were arrested for even thinking quietly to themselves what some copper took as being a protest, even in somebody's head, and they were arrested for that because there was an exclusion order in place. Even though the building is no longer used as for the purpose that it was there originally, right, or what it was used for previously, it could have been turned into a supermarket, you know, but it was an empty building, and this person was arrested for praying.
So it was a technicality on a technicality arrest.
Well, yeah, and she actually was totally open and honest, and she said, "I'm praying." Yeah. What are you praying for? About? Well, then she turned around and said, "Well, about." It was somebody, a relative or something, who'd had an abortion in the past, and it was that she was thinking and praying on for them, you know, whatever. It's irrelevant. It's the fact that a copper can turn around to you now, and if there's an exclusion order in place that you, as Joe Public would not know about, right, and they can walk up to you and arrest you for thinking.
You know, there's a lesson.
Not discussing something; it's just thinking.
There's a lesson in this.
Well, she wasn't thinking though; she was praying.
Well, it's not the same.
It's not the same. Well,
if you don't say something verbally, you think it.
Yeah. But local, I must say, you always bring a good discussion.
Oh, I love local.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lesson in this, right? When you're praying in the street, right, and a policeman comes up to you and asks you what you're doing, right, the answer you give them is no comment. I don't answer questions.
I was thinking that.
Am I being detained? Am I free to go? You know, I invoke my right to remain silent. Can I have my telephone call?
I don't know. If we get Christian on, we can get his point of view.
Well, we could do, yes, but at the same time, we ask for somebody of the Jewish faith or Muslim, Islamic, or whoever, somebody who worships the doorknob or whatever. It doesn't make a blind bit of difference to me. That to me is a distraction. Doesn't matter what they're thinking, what they're praying for or to. That's irrelevant. That is the route to division. The fact that they were arrested for thinking in the first place, that to me is the most important thing.
It's ridiculous. That's overreach, man. That's
you know? So basically, not only do you not say anything to coppers now, you're not even allowed to think about what you're going to say to a copper because you could be arrested for it.
Yeah,
that's it. Well, that's it now, isn't it? The reality is that this law is in place.
You're damned if you
don't.
don't.
Have to follow it.
You know, I mean, okay. Can you imagine an exclusion order, for argument's sake, around the Houses of Parliament when they were all linking hands, going around thinking about the idea of solidarity? what for whatever reason it was for, you with me? They're thinking it. Oh, hang on, there's an exclusion order. You're not allowed to think. We're arresting 2,572 people or whatever. Yeah, I mean, what's it coming to?
Ridiculous.
Even the US haven't got that far, but we have. Yeah, I think we're going back. When are they going to bring out the witch's chair again?
It's a lot easier for them over here because we ceded our sovereignty to the crown, so they get to decide everything.
Evening broke fishing.
It's an interesting discussion. I don't know. Get HK on the panel and get his views.
Well, anybody who's got an opinion on the thought police and being arrested for it.
Isn't that the film called Minority Report with Tom Cruise?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I like the way they put them in movies. Like this is like 10 years ago they made this movie, and this is what's happening now. You know, it's like they're telling us what they're going to do to us. Here's a movie.
Yeah.
You know, oh, this is what's going to happen to you in 10 years' time.
Yeah, broken fishing. You're not even allowed to think that. Never mind, say it. Every day is shut the fuck up Friday when it comes to cops. You're not even allowed to think that, so you get arrested over here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, you have the right to not incriminate yourself still.
Yeah, in which case you just do not in any way whatsoever think about it. Evening Purple.
Just don't even think about it.
Hello, Purple.
Next time you go to the supermarket and you hear that noise, as the click as they put something through, just check your head's not too close to this till, because it might be picking up your thoughts.
Yeah.
So, how long is it going to take before, when one of those things that you click in front of those scanners is your hand?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fingerprint.
Well, no, just a palm print.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or worse still, take a 3D picture of your inner ear. Well, of your ear, right? Because no two ears are the same, and they can identify you that way as well.
Yeah.
Never mind all this, idea of photo technology that can ID people, etc. Just take a snapshot of your inner ear. And if everybody had to have their ear measured, etc., and then you'd know about it.
So in your world, there's going to be a lot of earless people.
Earless, yes. Well, it'd be easier because then you won't have to hear people thinking.
Yeah. Either that or other people are going to be ripping other people's ears off just so they could start the car, for instance.
I'll borrow your ears. Is it all right?
Didn't they do that with the thumbs? I think it was in the Philippines. There's some guy he had one of those Mercedes that starts with the thumb. Had his car stolen off him. They chopped his thumb off to start the car and drive the car away.
Yeah, bit of a.
I remember that. It was
painful way to do things.
Years ago. That was quite a few years ago. Yeah.
Well, I've got to say, guys, we started just under 2 hours ago. We've kept Grandad up nearly an hour longer than he was expecting to. He's been totally enthralled by the conversation, although he hasn't thought it just in case he was going to get arrested. We've had Mellows on in the, I won't say, let's just say the purple corner for the time being. And we've had local in the let's support the police and thoughts. Go on now.
No, blame the human race for being so stupid. That's what it is.
Human race is stupid. It's natural.
Exactly.
So's the best planet
it?
in the world. Yeah.
Well, I hope, when aliens come, they don't even come here. Yeah, we're probably the most stupidest species in the whole universe.
You ever wondered why they've never been?
Fighting on that one little dot that you see, in the sky. That's us.
Yes, we are the equivalent of a single-celled creature to them. When we use things like abortion as a method of contraception, because the morning after pill doesn't work, for argument's sake, allegedly, or we allow the state to dictate what we can and cannot think, and we don't even bat an eyelid.
Well, hold on,
then
Grim. You're saying this. Oh, sorry, Grim. You're saying this before I forget, because you're saying it. Oh, look, I did forget. Sorry.
Oh well, moving on.
You forgot.
He wasn't thinking it, because if he was, he'd have been arrested. Yeah, you're right.
Right, I'm going, guys. Love to everybody.
Yeah, I'm closing down anyway in a few minutes. All right, but thank you so much for coming on this week and joining in.
Yeah,
sorry, we kept you awake.
I need to get my head down, early start.
Mm-hmm.
Bye for now, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Take care, Mr.
Cheers.
Okay, man.
So, yeah, Broken. We've had a strange topics of discussion tonight. I'm so glad I had nothing planned. It wouldn't have lasted 2 minutes. Yeah, that's my fault, the thought, please. I was the one that mentioned it, nobody else. I was thinking it and I thought, well, why not? Thought, please. It's my fault we were talking about it. Right, so around the board we go to see for last comments from the panel. Starting off with yourself, Local.
Cheers, guys. Grim.
No last thoughts. Just don't think, because you'll get told off for it. That's all I'll say.
What's the last thoughts? Like, subscribe, and share.
And go over to Local's channel as well. It's a totally different environment there. You're allowed to think.
On Sunday at 9:15 p.m. GMT, me and HKSV will be discussing Palestine and Israel.
Oh, hot topic.
Yeah.
So is one going to be on one side, one going to be on the other? Or is it just going to be... All right, okay. Wing it. It always works for me.
That is a good idea. That is really a good idea. Yeah. Pick one. Yeah. Who should I be? Who should I back up now?
Well, whichever one you feel most comfortable with.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be feeling comfortable with either side because I don't know enough about the subject.
Okay.
It's not something I've been following, to be honest. I just know it's going on somewhere. My geography is terrible. But anyway, thanks, Local. Thanks for jumping up and playing devil's advocate.
Cheers, guys.
Always love it when you do that. Cheers. Take care now. Mellows, last thoughts.
Oh, shit. Where do I start?
Well, you got about a minute.
All right. Well,
you're going to be arrested. You just thought.
Yeah, I'm going to be arrested. I don't know. Freedoms. Freedom is uncomfortable. It's difficult to achieve and very dangerous. The only thing more dangerous is not having any.
I've heard that somewhere before.
Mm-hmm. It's a good quote.
It is, yes. It's been on a few YouTube channels, that. So plagiarism is something which...
Well, I'm on the spot here, man. What do you want from me?
Mellows, as if I would ever put you on the spot.
You know, write a fucking symphony.
You know, really? Can you hear it, folks? The smallest violin in the world. Can't see it, though. No, seriously, Mellows, thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. And everybody else who's dropped in, said hello, taken advantage of the freedom of chat. And thanks for being respectful to everybody else. We've had a number of different factions of YouTube tonight, and everyone's been really good. So thank you for that. During the night or during the early hours of the morning, usually you will find that there's a Scouser going live called Anne-Marie. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and you'll be surprised what is covered during the night, in the early hours. And by the time I get on there, it's just really, that's it. It goes to pot. Just ask Anne-Marie. Because whatever was going on all of a sudden becomes, I don't know, grim sarcasm. That's the easiest way of putting it. But still, thanks. I've appreciated it. Vanish, thanks for being here. Thanks for everybody for your comments and for keeping us going during the quieter moments. I do hope that if you do think, you do not tell the police, because that way they can't arrest you no matter where you are, whether there's an order in place or there isn't.
Don't tell them what you're thinking. You might get arrested for it.
So I won't tell them what I'm thinking, but long live the revolution, and may it happen very, very soon. All right, folks, take care, every single one of you, and it's all time to be nice to each other. Take care now. Bye.